Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pulse Tonight Show, April 3rd, 2024, the night before the show. Remember the fallen. And before I bring the guests on, it's in honor of all the people we have lost, whether in our personal lives, our professional lives, or the promo world. So make sure, if you haven't already, make sure you go on to redbubble.com under the WGP and get your Remembering Steve Faison, the Young Gun shirt. All the proceeds are going to his family to help them with that great tragedy. And now it's time to bring on our guests here to talk about Remember the Fallen. First of all, welcome him to the show. He's part of him has a match tomorrow, but we're talking to him today. He's always got something important to say. Please welcome John. All right. And another all-time favorite here. He loves to come on. He loves to give his opinion. He's my boss. He's your boss. He's everybody's boss. By Young Gun merch and by his merch, the Bossolini Carter Diamond.
Make sure y'all go get that Young Gun shirt.
Say again, sir?
Make sure y'all go get that Young Gun shirt.
Exactly. Make sure you get it. I will be wearing that shirt tomorrow as we put on the show Remember the Fallen. And for those of you that are fairly new here, a couple of years ago, we had a gentleman by the name of Ivan Rage, real name Dave Baker. He was tragically killed, and I have the bolo hat he gave me. So I'll be honoring Dave Baker and the Young Gun, as well as many other people I've lost over the years. So I know, John, this still hurts you a little bit, but or villain. Sorry, you've gone into villain mode. I apologize about that. So, do you feel that this is going to be a good tribute, having these great matches with these great people, honoring everybody that we've lost along the way, whether personal or professional?
I do. Though I'm not talking about who I'm honoring in my video, I I'm trying to honor Dave. I'm trying to honor Steve. I'm trying to honor all the guys that I served with that tragically lost their lives. I'm, I'm honoring all my friends who either committed suicide or pretty much died in accidents as well. So it I know I'm not the only one that's gonna sit here and give it my all in in the match. So
Yeah, I
I
agree.
know that everyone's gonna do what's right.
Everybody's going to do a great job. And Carter Diamond, you're also a veteran. I know you've lost friends and family along the way. I know you're looking forward to honoring them by putting on some great entertainment here tonight.
Oh yes, definitely. You know, lost many friends, family. Promo friends. It's a lot that I lost over the years. And to be honest, this one for you, young guy. And these words about to come out of my mouth just for you. If these motherfuckers don't come out and put on a show, these motherfuckers gonna have to deal with the boss. And I don't give a fuck who you are. Each and every one of y'all will go down if y'all don't put on a hella fire show for these people.
All righty. And so let's transition now into that first match. Since Villain, you are on here. You have been officially cleared. It took a little while to finally get you there, and finally now we're going to have a match. You get to take on the King of Mind Games, somebody who's kind of made great improvements. You've even pointed out he's made great improvements. AEP, your thoughts?
AEP, you have yes made so many improvements. I'm to the point where I'm gonna be dragging you to that deep end. I'm gonna expect you to be able to swim with those sharks, and I want to see that you actually belong in that deep end. And you're getting somebody that hasn't been on the screens in HSP in a while. I think I mentioned it during my video, but Mama Purge got a bye. She made it personal during the Pulse the night before. And then when that little coin had to be flipped, fate gave it to me. Tomorrow night, I am not letting down Steven. I'm not letting down Dave. I'm not letting down anybody that I know that has lost their life. You're going to get the best villain you're going to get that day.
All righty. And Carter Diamond, I know you and AEP have had a few verbal spars here and in other places. And I know you and the villain have sparred here and there. But what's your thoughts on AEP versus the villain?
AEP versus the villain. Villain, I hear what you're saying. I hear how you say you're not going to let no one down. And I want to see you be a man of your word. I want to see you live up to that. AEP. We didn't see each other. We didn't face each other. And you know I don't like you and you don't like me. And, oh, yeah, by the way, while I'm sitting here, let me show you AEP. This is called the championship. I'm still holding it. And if you think anybody ready for it, I'm still holding it. But AEP, you can't come with your same song and game. You've been evolving. Now let's see if you can take it to that next level. Because at the end of the day, I want to see what both of y'all can bring to the table. I want to see both of y'all tear it up. If y'all the first match, make it the best match. Make everybody talk about y'all match when they talking about the main event. And that's one of my own in the main event. So think about what I'm saying. Put on a hella fire show. But villain, you say you know AEP, you know his weaknesses. You should win. I'm counting on you.
Oh, Mama Purge, there might be a little bit more with this. Villain is still boring.
I really showed the puppet master who was the real master of the puppets now, didn't I? I didn't even cut a promo and still beat her.
Fair enough. All right. So this is another one. This is one we didn't talk about too much last time, but I kind of want to get your guys' feel on this. And boss, we're going to go with you first on this one. These two guys faced off in a tag team match, and we're talking Vagabond and Draven 666. But now they're facing off in a one-on-one match. A lot of people thought Draven did really well in the tag team match and kind of carried Blackheart. Do you think that's going to carry into the singles match, or do you think the live was helpful to him?
Well, the live was helpful to him, but the thing is with Draven, I hope he did his homework on the Vagabond. Because the Vagabond, the Baba Yaga, the different breed, I didn't put it in order like a Tribe Called Quest. You got to say it all together. But he is different. He's going to take things to a different level. Why? Because this one is honoring his brother. He's honoring his brother, his fallen brother, that brother from the era of reality. And if you don't think he's going to take it up to a next level, Draven, I'm talking to you. If you don't think the Vagabond is taking it to another level, I'm sorry for your damn luck. Because he gonna pull everything out his guns. So you gotta be ready. But I'm giving this match to the Vagabond.
All right. And Villain, you've offered a lot of advice to Draven, more than most. A lot of people have offered him advice. You've really gone out of your way to offer advice. Um, do you see him absorbing some of the advice you've offered? And what's your thoughts on Draven versus Vagabond?
I kind of would hope that he absorbs any advice that I gave him. Now, I hope he's listening right now. I hope he's taking these notes. If you do not give every single thing you got to go against the Vagabond, you, he's like I talk about how I'm gonna drag AEP to the deep end, Vagabond's going to take him to the freaking ocean.
No, he's not.
Like that man is probably going to be coming out with so much violence in his words. Now, I have been one of those that have criticized the Vagabond when it comes to the effects he gives. But I will sit here and be a man enough to sit here and say it. He when he's on his game, he could be one of the best talkers that we have in promo. And I'm going to say one of, because there are many. We have our champ, the Mista. We have one half of the tag champs in A list. I'm going to put him up with those guys. When he's on his game, he could talk with the best of them. And I think we're going to see, I'm hoping we're going to see the best Vagabond that we're going to get.
All righty. And I wanna talk about this thing now here. This is brand new information that we're going to be discussing here. But Rich Man, he's almost finished with his time on being a part of the competition committee. And he's been on a tear lately. He has negotiated to bring in somebody new that will be revealing themselves at tomorrow's show. And he tore up the tag team contract and tried to renegotiate a new tag team contract because the original tag team contract was for the main events. And since Mr. Wallace is going to be on the show, they were not in the main event. And he said that A-List and Boss were not going to be making as much money as Heathen. So they've tried to renegotiate this contract, and we could not sign a contract. So there will be no tag team match. But I want to get Boss's thoughts on this comment right here. From Bronx Bomber, me and Tonester Damas coming for those belts. Now that doesn't mean that we're not going to get the Highway Hellraisers eventually signed, but there's also Shady and Vagabond, and now I guess Bronx and Tonester, plus Boss and Draven 666. What's your thoughts on this new situation here?
Oh, man. I mean, it's very interesting, you know. Bronx Bomber and Tonster Damas. Oh, yeah, I got a lot to say with Tonster, don't I? So, Bronx Bomber, I love your enthusiasm. I love you want to get in line. But I listened to somebody's theme song earlier today, and he said, line them all up, I'll knock them down like this. You know, I just recently got disrespected not that long ago by the villain, because he said some of the best talkers, and he said one half of the tag team champions. See, the problem is the tag team champions in general are some of the best talkers. We can line them up and mow them down without a single solitary care. I don't give a flying fuck who you are. You could be the king of promos. You could be the soul fire champ. You could be the pure heart champ. You could be the champ in APF. You could be the champ in WGP. I don't give a flying fuck where you the champ at. You line up with me, it's not going to be easy. So me and A-List together, oh, you know that's some trouble. We look at this, and I'm going to say it like this. Highway Hellraisers, not worry about y'all. Shady and Vagabond. Man, this is a team of can't hold a tag team partner. Damn. Bronx Bomber and then what'd you say?
Tonester.
Tonster and Bronx Bomber, then Draven and well, you said Boss. You said Boss, but we know it wasn't me.
So I apologize. Meant Blackheart.
Draven and Blackheart.
I was going to say,
at the end of the day, we want to fight. We want to entertain. We want to put on a show. So if these guys are ready to come on out and put on a show, we ready.
Hey Carter, if you want to dance, we could always dance at the next show.
You don't want that, villain.
Come on. I want the old Carter Diamond. I want the ass kicker, the man that's gonna sit there and put his foot so far up somebody's ass. I want that guy. And if anyone's gonna push me to the limit, I know it's gonna be that guy.
You
And
want to
Mama Purge agrees. You tell him, boss.
say it. I must have put the asses in the seats. So if you want to line up with the boss, you just paid your costs. Tell him to book it. I don't care.
All righty, because I know you want to defend. You don't like just holding the belt. You like to put it on the line.
Oh,
So we'll
Hey,
see
hey
what we can do
boss.
to get something negotiated here. And if it isn't the Highway Hellraisers, I know there's several people willing to line up those contracts. But Villain, former tag team champion, what's your thoughts on all these teams now lining up for the cartel?
I just have I just wish that teams would stay together to go against them. Like Carter, how many teams actually could say they have beaten you guys for the championships?
one.
Okay. So there's only one team that I know of that has successfully taken gold off of their shoulders.
Too bad they don't exist either.
Exactly. But you know what? Still one half of that team is still there. So
But speaking of things, Mr. Mayhem,
Sir.
I heard this guy come out and tell people to get in line. No easy ways, no cashing in. And what did he do? Tried to cash in. So, Mr. Soulfire Champion, I got an opportunity. I got a golden opportunity. And me and you one on one will happen. If you hold on to the title, I will be cashing in.
Oh. And what he's discussing there is Heathen versus Johnny Blade, which will be coming up very, very soon. The winner of that, if it's Heathen, sounds like he's got 6'5" Bossolini Carter Diamond in his way.
we better start talking about that match now before Johnny Blade starts having a little hissy fit with getting his panties all in a bunch.
So let's talk about it then, even though it's not on this show. Villain, since you brought it up, we'll start with you. Heathen versus Johnny Blade. I mean, this is a rematch. Heathen took the belt off of Johnny Blade. Do you think that Heathen goes 2-0, or has Johnny Blade learned and has something new?
You see, Johnny Blade holds a victory, yes, over myself. I shot myself in the foot. I think I've been told that multiple occasions. He makes fun for the fact that he's 2-0 against Mr. 6'5" over here, but I think I think he squeaked away out of those matches. So I think the shoe's on the other foot this time, where he's going 0-2 against Heathen. Because I'm sorry, I kind of want to see Carter Diamond versus Heathen.
I kind of agree with that. I'm not picking one side or the other, but I would say that would be a great match. Carter Diamond and Heathen. So, boss, Villain has insight. He's faced Johnny Blade and was defeated. As he also pointed out, you faced Johnny Blade twice and been defeated, both times combined by a total of 4 points. I know you like to point that out. So I want because you have the feeling you've also faced Heathen in the past. What's your thoughts on, does Johnny Blade go 0-2, or do he and Heathen split?
I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna be dead honest. The only way Johnny Blade beats the Heathen is the Heathen blows out his voice box during the match. If the Heathen doesn't blow out his voice box, we will hear your winner in steel. Because Johnny Blade, the judges might have gave you the win over me the last time we faced, but down in your heart, And everybody that watched that match, they know, you know, that you didn't have a snowball chance in hell in beating the boss. Because you came on with the same Rudy Poo lame, mundane promo that you always have. And the boss brought pure fire. And I'm going to continue to bring fire. I'm not going to worry about who you are. I'm going to bring nothing but fire. So if you do walk past and you do find a way to beat the heathen, guess what? That means I cash in on you. But the thing is, I want the heathen. I want the turncoat. I want the traitor. I want that sorry son of a bitch. I want him. But if I gotta beat you just to take the Soul Fire title and bring every title back to the cartel the way it belongs, I will do that.
Wow.
Carter, could we just call him Johnny One Note for now on? Because his promos are always the same.
Watch, rinse, repeat.
All right, you heard it here first. Carter Diamond is holding that golden ticket out there for whoever has that Soulfire title. We're going to see if and when he actually cashes in.
But now,
Let's since we're talking. Say again, sir.
I was thinking I think he said Boss has to go make some money right now. So.
Oh, okay. No problem. So I want your thoughts on this one since we were talking about the Soulfire. We already know Prince Blackheart is one of the number one contender qualifiers for that Soulfire in next after Johnny Blade, unless we get a cash in. But I want to talk about the other number one contender qualifier. Shady Sean McKenzie and Sergeant Havoc.
Shady and I, everybody knows the history between him and I. The man tries to use the villain moniker, but does not understand how to spell villain. Sergeant Havoc has grown so much, just like AEP has. Sergeant Havoc had better have done his homework, because if he doesn't, another one of the top minds of the promo game is going to pretty much take him to the woodshed. I just don't see Sergeant Havoc learning that much in that short period of time to be able to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm praying he does, and I'm praying for the upset. I just don't see it happening.
All righty. And Old School, good evening, gentlemen and villain. We have to appreciate Old School joining us here. And Old School says shady
This
by
coming
a
from
mile.
this coming from the guy that tied me. When he's all like, I have so much respect for him. When he comes when he comes back healthy, I'm waiting because I want to show him that that tie was pretty much a grace to him.
Yeah, and we do want to say that Old School, I don't want to go too much into his business, but the surgery appears to have been successful. He's on the road to recovery. So we're looking forward, hopefully, having Old School back here in the not too distant future. But I know he's still got a long road to recovery. But we're looking forward to when Old School's ready to return of seeing it back on the screen here at HSP. All righty. So we didn't talk about this match the last time too much, and I want to go into this one now and talk about this for a little while. You're welcome, good sir. So thank you for joining us as always, taking some time out of your busy schedule. I want to talk about now the main event. This one has been Mr. Wallace has been upset that he's been doing non-title matches because, like Heathen, he wants to defend the belt every week, but he's the pure heart champion. We need to make it a big fight. It needs to be a big feel. And he gets his big fight against the Purge, who shocked everybody in the no disqualification triple threat and swept Prince Blackheart and Rig. So what's your thoughts? Purge versus Mr. Wallace.
Number one, here's facts that needs to be put out there. If Rig learned to slow down and talk normal, he would have won the match. But instead, he wanted to sit there and go like 100 miles an hour and expect that he was going to win the match. So Purge got lucky. Now, going against Mr. Wallace, who I've gone against in the past, and I have gone against Purge and other places, not here in the HSP. And I will say this: fuck the Purge, go Mr. Wallace.
Well, we know you're not a fan of the Purge professionally, so let's rewind that clock for just a second and we'll put it in a different and be honest on this one, since I know you're gonna say Mr. Wallace no matter how I try and spin this question. So let's go with it. Is it a clean sweep or is it a split vote?
I'll be non-objective here because I know Mama Purge is listening, and when she doesn't hear somebody giving praise to her little baby boy, she goes pretty much bananas over it. So I will say this: if Mr. Wallace does not show up like the Mr. Wallace we know, who got his way to that championship and won it, it's going to be a closer match than we all expect. Because if I remember right, didn't Purge beat Heathen at one point?
Yes,
just
he did.
Talking German,
and it was the Oh My God first Oh My God match winner. So, and I'm gonna, before you go, I'm gonna take up here for Mama Purge and for all those mothers and fathers out there. She's doing right by defending and supporting her son. So I'm gonna say she's doing the right thing there by supporting her son in his adventures the best she can. I know that's how you feel, but I'm going to support. I'm a father myself. I've got a 21-year-old daughter, so I understand the feeling.
But okay, come on. At some point, you got to let them leave the nest. Let them do their own thing. Like you don't see Mama Mayhem on the screen pampering you to make sure you get your words out correctly. We should not have to see Mama Purge talk about Purge 99.9% of the time. She should be focused on being able to do her thing. But we're not talking about her now, so let's talk about him. If he's going to win, he needs to give his best damn promo he's ever given. He better pull out all the surprises. Just like his surprises of, I'm going to talk German the entire promo and leave the English subtitles.
All righty. Well, I'm gonna put this message up here that Old School thinks it'll be a split decision, and he did say it's going to be an outstanding matchup. And before you start your thought, please welcome to the show, Johnny Blade.
He's not at work.
Go ahead with your thought. No. Old School said.
No, I'm off on Wednesdays now. It's good help's hard to find. Let me tell you something, Villain. If you don't mind, let me.
Oh no. Ladies first. Go ahead.
Yeah. Look, man, Johnny one note, my promos are the same. That's fine. I don't mind critique from somebody who deserves to critique me. Somebody like Heathen, somebody who's beat me like that. But coming from a human bottle of NyQuil, a guy who couldn't cut a good promo if his life depended on it, a guy that I don't know how the hell you beat Mama Purge last week in such a joke of a match. I don't know how much you paid Judge Number 3. I don't know how much you paid HSP. I don't know how much you paid Rich Man. But the fact of the matter is, you have no business to say, well, I'm talking. So the fact is that you say something about me that we can rematch if that's what you want. Do you want to do that? Because you of all people have no business saying anything about me. And what are you going to say when I defeat Heathen and when it'll be an upset, just like Purge is going to upset Mr. Wallace? What are you going to say then when I do it? What's your excuse going to be?
Wait, so
eat your ice cream, Eat your ice cream and shut your mouth as it pertains to me.
I don't have any ice cream right now. But so what you're saying is you beating Heathen's going to be an upset. Okay.
What was that?
I would love to go. I would love to go
If I
against
beat
you
Heathen,
again.
probably. I'm not stupid. If I made the Las Vegas odds, he'd probably be a slight favorite. He's the champion. He's been a good champion. He's got a little bit of momentum going.
Okay.
So yeah, why wouldn't he be a slight favorite against me? I'm not an idiot. I know how to say, I could say things how they are, but that doesn't mean he's going to beat me.
All righty. As old school said, for those of you that missed it, shots fired.
Ooh.
And I want to give you now, Villain. You did wait for Johnny Blade to finish, so I will give you a chance to retort.
I would love to have another match against you.
Sign it.
I've been told time in and time out that the only reason why I lost to you is because I shot myself in the foot by thinking that, as Rig did in that triple threat match against Blackheart and Purge, trying to go a million miles an hour because I let the 2 minutes get into my head. So I would love to be able to go against you again, just to show that I could go against the almighty Johnny Blade.
I never claimed to be that. I've never claimed to be the best here. So whatever the hell you want to say, moron.
You want to sit
Let's
here
have
and
a match.
you want to sit here and walk around like you own the damn place.
No. I mean, people want to talk about me all the time when I don't talk about people unless they talk about me. Johnny One Note, you have no business saying anything. You walking bottle of melatonin, you.
Oh, first it was NyQuil, now melatonin.
Well, I can't decide. I'll figure it out eventually.
Well, all right. So
Lucky
Johnny
I'm
Blade,
not asleep right now, just talking to you.
So to wake you up here a little bit, you mentioned that you think Purge is going to beat Mr. Wallace. Was that just in a retort, or is that what you're actually predicting?
Well, maybe I got a little ahead of myself. Maybe all this crap with Villain, he's making me crazy right now. You're gonna make me have a nervous breakdown, and I've had them before. You know what's ironic? I beat both people that's on the screen right now. I beat both of you. Huh?
Fair.
And Boss too. Boss was on screen. I'm 3-0 against the people that were on screen before me. How do you like that, Villain? You want some ice cream? I'll send you some ice cream.
You know what? I sat here and said, you beat me. You're acting like I want to sit here and hide the fact that you beat me. You beat me. Woohoo! You know how many other people have beaten me before? Too damn many.
You're damn right. Hundreds. Hundreds, probably.
And the Bronx Bomber said, wait, so you're talking shit to Johnny Blade, but you lost to him? How's that make sense, Villain?
Wait, this is coming from the guy that's lost to Sergeant Havoc. Okay. Totally different people here.
I bet you did Sergeant Havoc.
Stay at the bottom of the barrel.
But I'm going to say this, in my defense, Johnny Blade, I had less than a month in the wrestling business and we pulled a rib on you because I remember how white your face was when you found out of my debut.
Yes, yeah. I'll give you credit. Your solo career turned out better than mine. You actually won the TASW Heavyweight Championship while I was just a tag team champ. Three times. Fine.
And 3-time hardcore champ and a tag champ.
Okay, well, I was a 2-time tag champ. I was 2-time tag champ, and believe it or not, you wouldn't know it by looking at me now, but I am a 1-time cruiserweight champ, 1996.
I would. I remember the young Johnny Blade with his ladies' leg drop.
That's right. That's right.
The ladies' leg drop.
You shut your mouth, or you'll get one. I'll drive to Ohio or wherever you live.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to pass my spring. Just pointing out here, both Johnny Blade and I live in the greater Houston area. I live on the north side. He lives on the south side.
Yeah, you're about an hour, a little over an hour from me, Mayhem. That's how far you are. Yep. I'm down on the Gulf Coast near Galveston.
Yep. I know right where you're at. And just for those of you that don't know how big Houston is, there's a video, and it's true. You could put the state of Connecticut in the greater Houston area.
Yep.
It is that large. So
it takes an hour to get from Houston to Houston.
Say again?
It takes an hour to get from Houston to Houston.
Yes.
And
that's driving 75 for most of our freeway speeds.
Right. I've heard nightmares. I will say this. I have heard nightmares about going to Houston.
Yep. Learn the name, the Texas Hammer and Mattress Mac, and you'll do just fine.
They come on vacation, leave on probation.
So,
Mattress
Johnny
Mac.
Blade, I want to get your actual input and thoughts now. The Purge versus Mr. Wallace for the Pure Heart title.
Now that I'm calm a little bit, they may not stay that way since Villain's still on the screen. You know, I think Purge can pull this off. Will he? I don't know. I think it's gonna go. I'm thinking it's gonna be 2-1 either way. So this is a golden opportunity for Purge. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna get another shot, but you know, I wouldn't mind cashing in my golden ticket on Purge if he won.
There you go.
I will say that I have to agree with Johnny though. It is his golden
do that.
opportunity.
Don't do that.
It is. It is his golden opportunity. This is
I
the
want to
golden
ask both
opportunity.
of you this
But
now.
but seriously, hold on. This is the golden opportunity to pretty much shut up anybody that's ever pretty much doubted the Purge. That says that he was not even worth a damn in promo.
That's true. I remember when he first came up, but I want to ask both of you this. I don't know how much you guys follow the rest of the promo world. Purge recently won the APF, that's the Asylum Promo Federation World Championship. Do you think that win is going to help him against somebody like Mr. Wallace, or do you stick with the opinion you already had? Johnny Blade?
You know, some would argue they would maybe put more pressure on him. You know, being a champion elsewhere, maybe but it just depends. Purge has the mentality where I don't think he's going to let it affect him. So I think he's going to come into it. You know, he's confident in what he can do because he's a champion elsewhere. And how do I get a shot at that title? Because I think I could be the APF or whatever champion.
Asylum
I can
Promo
give you the
Federation, that's our parent group, or one of our sister companies. Dusty D. Paul will be the name of the owner.
I've spoke with him. Nice guy. Nice guy.
You can reach out to Dusty D. Paul. He competed here for a while as 7.
Oh, okay. Well, I was really just joking. I've got too much going on in my personal life, but it's, you know, Purge. I think Purge. I don't know. Whatever I just said a minute ago is my thoughts.
All right, and Villain, same thing. Do you think the APF World Title will help him or hurt him?
I think yes, he'll have more confidence, but I don't think it will matter as much as most people would think because each group has a different set of judges, and you have to try to cater to those judges. And granted, Purge, I don't know. We'll have to ask him how many promo groups he's in, but he has figured out how to figure out the promo games with all of them. So I don't know. He'll get confident. He'll have that confidence, but I still would say I'm giving the edge to Mr. Wallace.
All righty, and welcome back, Bossolini, Carter, Diamond. We're talking Purge versus Mr. Wallace. So I want your thoughts on Purge versus Mr. Wallace. And I brought up the point that Purge just recently won the APF World Title. Does it help him or hurt him? Your thoughts?
I believe it helps him. Not only does it help him, he just actually had a recent defense of the APF World Title. And I give credit to the Purge because he defended the APF World Title against me. 7 minutes of hell. I hate extra long matches that make no sense, but Purge went out and he showed that he was the champion and he defended his title. So I got nothing but respect for the Purge for doing that. You know, other people, they try to come out, you know, and talk big and bad. But when they come to defending their title, they seem to lose them. And, you know, the mark of being a champion is actually defending your title, holding on to it, keeping the title. You know what I mean?
Very true.
How you doing, Johnny Blade?
Well,
all righty. So I want to talk about one more match here since Bronx Bomber has been chiming in. Wish he would have joined us, but that's okay. We talked about him trying to do the tag titles, but now it's his match against Prince Blackheart. And right before we came on here, he and Tonster dropped a big hype talking about Prince Blackheart, that all the things they're going to do, and they're looking forward to beating Prince Blackheart. So Johnny Blade, I know you've watched Bronx Bomber and you've faced Prince Blackheart. What's your thoughts on this match?
You gotta bring that up. We gotta bring the match with Blackheart up, don't you?
I just said you faced him.
Well, I
That's
know
all I
what you
said.
really meant. I know what you really meant.
He beat you.
Yeah. All right. And I beat you. Look, Blackheart versus Bronx Bomber twice, by the way.
And I own Blackheart.
Do
67
you?
and 0.
Okay. Well, okay. Look, man, this match is interesting. If Blackheart comes out like he did against me, he'll beat the Bronx Bomber. But I'm gonna go ahead and just pick the Bronx Bomber to win this match. Blackheart's kind of went back to the old Blackheart, I think, in the last couple of matches that I've seen. So I'll go with the Bronx Bomber.
All right. Villain?
Villain, hurry up.
Bronx Bomber had some heavy hypes going against Mr. Sergeant Havoc, and then came out and pretty much had a dud in his promo debut and lost to Sergeant Havoc. If he does that again against Prince Blackheart, then anything that he's talking about with him and Toaster is just empty promises at this point. I'm praying that the Bronx Bomber that I hear about all the time actually shows up instead of foregoing actually being here. So I'm gonna go Bronx Bomber, but that's not a warm and fuzzy in my little tum tum.
All right. Old school says Bomber wins. Boss, what do you think?
Well, I mean, listening to what you said that they said in this hype, and they keep using the words they. Bronx Bomber does know this is a one-on-one match, right?
Yes.
Tonster helping him will cost him the match.
He's aware.
So if he is smart and he does not have Tonster help him in the match, Bronx Bomber can win. But the thing is, the question is, has Blackheart been listening to what everybody's been saying about him? That he's reverted back to that slow, methodical, put you to sleep pace. Because if he hasn't listened, he will lose. But if he's listened, he will do what everybody said that he couldn't do against Johnny Blade. He will win.
All righty. And I know Blackheart, he wants to get to the gold because the big thing that everybody knows here, that no European has won a belt here. Blackheart has had several chances. Purge has got his chance now. So we'll see. Do we get the strong and confident Blackheart, or do we get the thinks himself into a corner Blackheart? You have to tune in tomorrow to find out. But I want to go in now with the final shots. Coming up tomorrow, Remember the Fallen. For those of you that weren't here when we started, this is about remembering those brothers and sisters we've lost in real life, in our personal life, professional life, our promo life, just to remember those people that have helped us and molded us along the way. Johnny Blade, I know you're not on this show, but I know you still have your thoughts on remembering people that we've lost over career. I know there's wrestlers that we both have wrestled with that have since passed away. So your thoughts on your final shots on Remember the Fallen.
I think it's going to be a terrific show. I'll be watching, even though I'm not on the show. I'll be watching every single match. What is there, about 7 matches?
We have 6.
6, okay. Yeah, it's going to be great. I think all 6 matches are going to be fantastic. Everybody's going to do a great job. Here's my I'm sorry, in my final shots here, I have a question. When is my match with the Heathen, since there's no tag team title match at this show?
Well, since with the tag team match, we found out at last minute you are scheduled for the 18th of April to main event.
Okay, so I'm still on for the 18th. Well, you know, yeah, and I'm not even going to say anything about that. You know, everybody seems to already think that the Heathen's going to win. That's fine. You know, and like Boss said, I beat Boss, like I say, but like Boss says, that he makes a valid point. It was close. A total combined 4 points. I'll give you that, Boss. You're badass, man. I'm going to give you your flowers. You're one half of the tag champ. It was close when we faced off, but it was also close when Heathen defeated me for the championship. If you guys remember, I believe two judges tied us. And the last judge, of course, had Heathen the winner. So, you know, it is what it is. The fact of the matter is, me and Heathen's going to have a great match. You're going to see a promo from me. It's not going to be Johnny One Note, villain. I think you just lit a fire, is what you did. And I think you might have just cost Heathen the Soulfire Championship. But I think Remember the Fall is going to be a great show, and I will be watching.
All right, villain, your turn. Final shots.
If I lit a fire under your ass, then I am glad I did it because I want to see you guys top your guys' match from last time. You are right. You guys did have two judges that tied, and one gave him the what was it, 2 points or something like that? Gave him that win. I want to see. I would love to be able to see it where it's like two judges tie again and 1 point either way. It's not going to be oh, Heathen's going to get a sweep or oh, Johnny Blade's going to get a sweep. But I'm excited for tomorrow. I think everybody's going to do a great job paying tribute to anybody that they have lost along the way, and like I said, I'm excited to see what ends up happening.
All right, and boss, first of all, before I let you go into your final shots, since villain will be involved in a match, I would like to extend the offer. Would you like to co-host with me? Remember the Fallen.
Sure, why not?
All right, so you heard it right there. Carter Diamond and the important one, Mr. Mayhem, co-hosting the show. Remember the Fallen. So now, sir, your final shots.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I want to see the show from top to bottom. Remember the Fallen, like it was earlier. We lost a couple of brothers here, Stephen Faison and Dave Baker. You know, we lost people all over the world. You know, my whole arm is tatted of fallen family members and comrades. So I know what it is to lose, but remember the Fallen. I want to see everybody put on a show. And you know, I heard I'm not going to talk about my match, then went straight into talking about my match. So I'm not going to get on that. But I want to see everybody put on the show. You know, the tag champ will be watching, of course, because I'm now co-hosting. And I can't wait to see what happens.
All right, and I can't wait either. So, Johnny Blade, thank you for joining us. Villain, thank you for joining us. Carter Diamond, thank you for joining us.
How come I never get to co-host the show? How come I never get to co-host? I'd make a great host.
Actually, that's honestly a good point. Maybe the three of you guys should do it.
Look,
Well, I gotta work. I gotta work Thursday, so I gotta work tomorrow. I'm gonna watch it from there, though.
And that would be why we couldn't have you co-host, because Thursdays are our show days.
Yeah, well,
we know you have to take care of your family. You got an important family to take care of.
yeah, I suppose so.
Everybody's family is important. That's why our show's called Remember the Fallen.
Absolutely.
So we'll see you guys tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Time for Remember the Fallen. Have a good night. See you there.
Buy Young Gun shirt.